Well, everyone, what if Italy qualified for the World Cup? What if they didn't bottle it on penalties against Bosnia? What if they didn't just bottle that match full stop? What if they just qualified through the group normally? Well, here they are. They're in Group B. Let's see how they do. I'm controlling one team from every group. Each team I think is going to go through, not necessarily top the group, but definitely qualify. And Italy, they make Group B go from it's very interesting to see who can, who the top two are going to be. Uh, Italy should be topping this group. They're the best team here. In fact, they should be getting the quarterfinals at least, I think, with this team. But anyway, let's see how they do. Now, this is the squad that Italy have brought to this World Cup, according to FC26. And it's, do you know what? It's not actually too bad. Having kind of Seki, is that how you say that? Jeez, I don't fucking know. As a backup goalkeeper, it's not too bad. I mean, Calafiori as a centre back is interesting. I suppose you've got DiMarco, so I guess you can have DiMarco push up, Calafiori go out wide. Politano, I'm pretty sure he used to be a winger, didn't he? Now he's a right back. Madness that. Anyway, remember the fixtures are swapped around for this EA game because you don't actually have the license. So yeah, they'll be playing Switzerland last, but instead they're playing them first in this one. So let's see how they do. And they lost 2-1. I'm pretty sure they lost 2-1 to them in the Euros. Was it 2024 Euros or is it the Euro 2020? No, they won that. 2024 Euros, I'm pretty sure they lost Switzerland around the 16. So not a good start for them. Right, this is how the groups are looking after match day 1. So Czechs beat Africa, and then Mexico and Korea Republic drew. Italy obviously lost to Switzerland, Canada beat Qatar, nothing too mad there. Brazil beat Haiti, Morocco and Scotland drew. Again, so far there's nothing really too mad. Germany and Ivory Coast drew. I can see that one happening. Netherlands lost to Sweden. Again, that's one that can possibly happen. Iran bet Belgium. Everyone in Group H drew. That's mad. They're not necessarily a shocking Group I suppose. Senegal and Norway can go either way. Uzbekistan beat Portugal. That's wild. Dr. Congo beat Colombia. That's mad. Ghana beat England, by the way, lads. That's absolutely shocking. Wow, what a interesting result. Alternate history, by the way, lads. This is interesting. Right, match day 2. Let's see what happens here. Right, so Italy were absolutely woeful in their first game. Now, of course, I can't change the formation like I could with Ireland. So we're just gonna have to hope that Italy can pick themselves up, which they do against Qatar to get a 2-0 victory, and that has put them in a really good position now to either qualify outright or at least get a third place spot into the round of 32. Right, here's how the groups are looking after match day 2. Czechia are through, guaranteed. Korea Republic should be also going through, just whether it's in second or third place, depending on Mexico's results. Canada and Switzerland are definitely through. Italy have to get at least a draw, although they could still go through as one of the best third place teams. Brazil drew to Scotland, meaning that group's wide open, but at least Brazil and Morocco should be going through. Turkey are already through. Group E still all to play for, but I assume all 3 of them are going through there with Germany, Ivory Coast and Ecuador. Same thing with Group F. Netherlands look like they're out unless they can come up with an absolutely mad result against, who is it? Japan they're playing last. Belgium, they're not quite there yet. Egypt are through, but they should realistically be going through here. And then Spain, they're ahead, but again, it's still all to play for. France aren't even top of the group. It's actually goal difference by Senegal, and I think they play each other in the next game, so that'll decide who tops the group. Same with Algeria and Argentina. Portugal not even top of the group, but they should be going through. Same with England. Croatia I'm not really sure if they're going to go through or not. Anyway, let's see how we do. Right, here we go. Canada are in second. Italy are in third. A draw, we should be going through. A win, we'll definitely be going through. A loss, well, we're leaving up to chance with the other groups. See what happens. And we absolutely trashed Canada 5-1. That is the response that the Italians should have had in the playoffs, if not the group. So well done to Italy for managing to get through to round 32. I'm going to finish off the rest of the groups and then we can have a look to see how the group standings are. Okay, we're going to show the groups here because I'm about to play my last game, meaning that I won't be able to see the group stage anymore because massive flaw with EA's game design there, which is, typical of them. But Czech Republic, Korea are going through. Mexico might be knocked out here because they did draw against South Africa. Well, we're going to go through the guaranteed teams to go through. So Czech Republic and Korea. Then we've got Switzerland, Italy going through in Group B. Canada should go through as one of the best third place teams. Brazil, Morocco, and Scotland, they're all going through there in Group C. Group D, Turkey won all their games, so they're going through. Same with Paraguay. The US look like they're knocked out along with Australia. Germany and Ivory Coast should be going through, or are going through, sorry, and Ecuador should be going through. Same thing with Group F with Sweden, Tunisia, and Japan. Netherlands knocked out. They drew against Japan. They did not get through. Egypt and Iran are through, and Belgium might be through. They should realistically go through as well. If I'm calculating this right, we've got 5 teams here, and looking at it, we should have 8. Cape Verde look like they're out, but Spain and Uruguay are through. France and Senegal. In fact, Senegal beat France. That is wild. But anyway, doesn't matter. They're through. Norway look like they're going to get knocked out. Argentina and Austria are through. Algeria should be going through as well. And then Portugal and Uzbekistan are through. And Colombia up to chance. Either them or Norway, I feel what's going to happen here. That's England against Croatia, which is the last game that I have to play because Ghana are already through. And a draw leaves up the chance for Croatia. A win will guarantee them going through, and England should go through. And if England win, well, look, it is what it is for Croatia. And yeah, it looks like Croatia are knocked out. So now what we're going to do is we're going to see what the teams are in the knockout stages. And of course, the only team that gets knocked out are the Netherlands. So the fixtures are Germany, Morocco, Senegal and Japan, Korea and Italy. So that's, well, every game for Italy is a fucking test because of how bad they are. Sweden against Scotland, Uzbekistan against Ghana, Spain against Austria, Turkey against Canada, Egypt against Algeria, so that's a bit of a derby there. Brazil against Tunisia, Ivory Coast against France, that's again some form of historical meaning behind that game. Czechia against Ecuador, England against Colombia, Argentina against Uruguay, bit of a derby kind of. Paraguay against Iran, Switzerland against Belgium, and then Portugal against Norway. So Norway did end up going through. So yeah, a lot of interesting games there. So let's see how our boys Italy do. Alright, same team as always. We're 7-8 here. They should be beating South Korea. They do. Well done, Italy. You are really doing well. As I said, quarterfinal should be the aim here. It really should be the aim. Right, so all the games through here, obviously we beat back Korea 3-1. Germany beat Morocco 3-2. Japan beat Senegal 3-1. Sweden beat Scotland 2-0. Uzbekistan beat Ghana 2-0. Spain drew Austria 3-all, but they won 3-0 on penalties. Canada beat Turkey 2-1. Bit of an upset there. Then Egypt beat Algeria 4-1. That's comprehensive, that. Brazil beat Tunisia 4-1. France beat Ivory Coast 3-1. Ecuador beat Czechia 1-0. Colombia and England drew 1-all, but Colombia won 5-4 on penalties, so that's a bit of revenge for the 2018 round of 16 tie. Argentina drew with Uruguay 1-all, and Uruguay won 3-2 on pens. That's wild. That's messy out. Paraguay beat Iran 2-1. Belgium beat Switzerland 2-1, and Portugal beat Norway 3-0. So that means that the results should be, the fixtures, are Germany against Japan. That's a lovely Axis lineup right there. Italy against Sweden. Uzbekistan against Spain, which, based on how Uzbekistan has been playing, I could go either way. Canada against Egypt, Brazil against France, a lovely tie, Ecuador against Colombia, Uruguay against Paraguay, and Belgium against Portugal. Now, I haven't really predicted what teams I think I'm going to go through, but I think it's about time I do. I'm going to pick Germany to go through, Italy to go through, Spain to go through, Canada to go through, France to win here against Brazil. I've got to say Colombia beating Ecuador, Paraguay will beat Uruguay, and Portugal will beat Belgium. Yeah, there we go. Anyway, let's go see how the Italians do against the Swedish. Here we go. This is it. The Italians are taking on the Swedish. Every time we've been at home, we've lost. Every time we've been away, we've won. It's time to put that to bed. Let's go. 1-0 win. Moise Keane getting the only goal. You'll love to see it, lads. Right, well, Germany beat Japan 2-1. Italy beat Sweden 2-1, which means we're coming up against the Germans in the quarterfinals, which, you know what, that was the aim for Italy. They've reached their aim. Now, anything else after this is a massive success. Spain beat Uzbekistan 2-1. I knew that game would be quite close. Canada beat Egypt 3-1. So far, all my predictions have been spot on. Then we get to the other side of the table. France beat Brazil, so again, I'm correct. Ecuador and Colombia drew 2-2, and Ecuador went through on penalties, so it's so close to getting that one right. Uruguay beat Paraguay 3-0, which is the first one where I've been entirely wrong. And then following that one up with Belgium beating Portugal 2-1. So Ronaldo's now out as well, but he lasted longer than Messi did, so that's the main thing. Confirmation of the quarterfinals there. So my predictions are, I'm gonna back Italy here. They're gonna get to the semi-final. They're gonna beat Germany. Spain are gonna beat Canada. France are gonna beat Ecuador, and Belgium are gonna beat Uruguay. Right, it has me controlling the Germans in this case because they're the home team and they were one of the teams from the groups that I've picked. But we are gunning for the Italians here. Now again, I haven't changed the starting 11. It's the base starting 11, just so you know. And Italy win. There you go, lads. They're through to the semi-finals. You'll love to see it. Massive upsets here. So obviously Italy are through to the semi-finals, which means that the worst Italy can finish now is 4th. Best they can finish is win the whole thing. Canada knocked Spain out, and I was curious to see why Spain are doing so poor in this tournament. Like, they don't look convincing in any of the games. Yamal's injured, so that makes sense. You get Yamal injured, and then Spain just don't play. But well done to Canada for reaching the first ever semi-final of the World Cup. Again, the worst they can finish is 4th, which they'll be coming up against our mighty Italians, which the Italians have gotten the better of Canada before. 5-1, remember, in the group stage. So, bit of a rematch there. France beat Ecuador 3-1. And Belgium also beat Uruguay 3-1. So, there we go. It's going to be quite interesting to see what happens here. Alright, there you go. That's confirmation of the semis. Italy versus Canada. France versus Belgium. And you can see the whole route to get there it's quite mad. Was not expecting this to be a World Cup semi-final, but look, let's give it a shot anyway. Let's see if the Italians can beat the Canadians again, and they do. Italy are in their first World Cup final since 2006. There you go. You'll love to see it. Right, just so you know, Mbappe is actually injured for this game. I probably shouldn't be showing it, but look, semi-final anyway. But Rabiot goes and gets the win, sending Belgium to a third-place playoff against Canada. So do you have a confirmation of that? Alright, so there you have it. Canada finished 4th. Belgium get 3rd place for a 1-0 win against them. Which means the final now is Italy against France. Alright, well, you've gotten this far. Let's see how we do. We're going to sim the final. I wish Ireland could have got here. That was my video from yesterday. We'll see how they do. They've already done better than the Irish, but then again, Ireland are just as bad at Italy as qualifying for tournaments. And Mbappe, who's just back from injury, is starting this. That's quite interesting from the French. And Italy just had a shot there. It looked like Moise Keane with... Oh, it's actually France. Hold on. Italy are playing in... Oh, Italy are playing blue. Oh, I've got the jerseys mixed up. Doesn't matter. Rabiot's put them 1-0 up in the final, which is to be expected. Half-time, 1-0. Italy not really shown too much. They've been solid at the back, except for that one opportunity where Rabiot went and scored. France really... They haven't really shown up. And they've got a shot. They scored. Italy have scored. Moise Keane in the final. Wow, this is it's an upset. I'm surprised Italy have held out as long as they did against France without conceding a second. Oh, DeMarco picked up a yellow card here. This could be a penalty. Oh, that's not good. Maybe a free kick? Penalty, yeah. So, Donnarumma against Kylian Mbappe. Let's see what happens. And he scored it. Yeah, that's to be expected. The Italians have fucked themselves up the ass with that one. And he's fought for, 50 minutes just to get an equaliser. And now he's have 20 minutes to try to get one. Alright, there you have it. Kylian Mbappe's 70-minute penalty was enough for France to win their 4th World Cup, equaling Italy's record in the process. Italy were so close to getting a joint most with Brazil. 5th World Cup. That's a terrible sentence, but hey, look, it's the LeetardPlays channel. We don't do sentence structure very well. But in this alternate reality, if Italy had beaten Bosnia in the playoffs, and qualified for the World Cup, they would have got to the final only to lose to a very pragmatic French side. Well, yeah, there we go. That's that done. Alright, the next video I might be out tomorrow, Wednesday. Which should be... I'm going to research it anyway, but I'm going to do the World Cup rankings and predictions based off a team's jersey. Now, I did think this was the original idea. I had a quick search and saw that multiple people have done it. So that kind of ruins my idea. I was like, oh, what a unique idea. It's not very unique, but anyway. Right, we're going to leave this there. I'll talk to you tomorrow.